Namaskar. In today's lesson, we will know one secret of good handwriting. And that secret, its name is spacing. First of all, I will explain what is spacing. Suppose we write in one page, we leave some blank space between the letters we write or words we write. That empty space we leave in a page while writing is known as spacing. So there are four kinds of spacing you can see here. Letter spacing, word spacing, line spacing and page spacing. Let me explain one by one. Letter spacing means in one word there may be so many letters. 3 letters, 4 letters, 5, 6, 7 letters. All those letters within a word, there should be how much gap between them? That is letter spacing. Now I will explain with one example. Here one word is written, student. Now let me clarify, this doesn't apply only to English. It applies to all the languages, Kannada, Hindi, Sanskrit, whatever the language be. Irrespective of language, this rule holds good. So this is a 7-letter word, student, 7 letters. Here, first 2 letters they are very close by. The second and the third there is a huge gap. So it is not uniform, non-uniform. The third and the fourth they are very close. Again, fourth and fifth there is a gap, but the gap is not so much as here. So the gap varies. This is not good handwriting. So the gap should be uniform. Okay. Here, look at the second writing. The same word is written here, but there is a gap is more. Uniformity. But the gap is more than necessary. This also doesn't look good. Just as you have seen dental set, no? If some people, say film stars and so on, if they laugh, you can watch their teeth. It looks good if there is no gap in between. Suppose one has a dental set with a gap between the different teeth, it doesn't look good. So within a word, the letters should be as close as possible. Close. They should not overlap. One letter should not overlap. They should be as close as possible. That is the secret of beauty. See, in our state of Karnataka, there was a Basavanna, you might have heard of, the great social reformer. And he says, if we speak, it should be like the pearls set in a necklace. Not only that, even when we write, each letter we write, it should be like a pearl set in a necklace. Look at this. You can consider each this as a pearl, 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 pearl. Without much gap, the pearl is set in a necklace. This looks good. This is the secret. This may appear very simple. Oh, it is not a big thing. No. If you take care of small things, then the big things will take care by themselves. You should know that. In English, they say, take care of the penny, the pound will take care by itself. Anyway, you have understood one spacing, that is letter spacing, we call it. The second thing is word spacing, the space between one word and another word, or any 2 words. Now let me take the example of a mobile. When you are typing, after you type one word, you will press the space bar below, a long bar, space bar. Now there will be a gap. And every time when you write one letter, you will definitely press that space bar, and the space between any 2 words should be uniform. Okay. And this is the rule. Okay, where the word ends and from where the new word starts, it should be very clear. That is the secret of another spacing. Now I will give another one example. In some of the convents, for small children, first standard, second standard, when they write something, after they write each word, they are asked to put their little finger My little finger is little big, but small children, their little finger will be very small. So they are trained with this practice. So every time it should be a gap of the thickness of little finger. Now I come to the practical. Look at this notebook in my hand. This distance between one line and another line, many they think it is 1 centimeter. No, it is not 1 centimeter. It is 0.8 centimeter or 8 millimeter. Okay. This word spacing, it should be less than line spacing. If the line spacing is 8 millimeter, the distance between the gap between one word and another word less than 8 millimeter, that is 5 mm or half centimeter, it should be, that is ideal. Remember, it should be always half. So this is about the word spacing. Now I come to the line spacing. Suppose you are writing something in a white paper, unruled paper. Then the distance between one line and another line you can decide depending upon the size of the letters. Suppose the size of your letters is very big, then between one line and another line you will leave more gap. Line spacing will be more. If your letter size is very small, then between one line and another line you will give less gap. That is line spacing. So in white paper or unruled paper we have that freedom. We can decide the line spacing. But this is match fixing, like no line spacing is already fixed. Therefore, what we should do is we should reduce the size of our letters. Okay, if the letters are too small, you should increase the size also. It should be approximately 1/3 of the gap between them. 8, it cannot be divided into 3 equal parts, approximately 3 mm. That is the ideal size. Okay, you should reduce the size. That is why small children think of 3rd standard, 4th standard. Their size will be very big. They can't write in each line. Therefore, teachers tell them to jump one line, skip one line and write. So, alternate lines, they don't write consecutive lines. They leave one line gap and write so that it looks clear. So, line spacing is also very important. Remember, when you are writing in a ruled notebook, reduce the size if required, particularly. Okay, it should be about 1/3. When you are writing in an unrolled paper, line spacing you can decide depending upon the size of the letters. Okay, now look here. The 4th one, it is the page spacing, we call it. Okay, page spacing means in one page how much we leave space. In a notebook, there is already gap. At the top margin is there. Okay, left margin is there. In printed books, there will be right margin as well as bottom margin also. I have seen some children, they leave right margin while they write, and even the bottom margin also there. Then it looks good. You can do that also, but not necessary. These two are minimum. That is one thing. Now I will come to another important thing. Look here. Here, this is the first paragraph. Observe from where the first line has started, there is a gap. All the other lines, they have started uniformly, but first line there is a gap, and this gap is called as indent. So the first line in every paragraph, it should be started with a small gap, which is called an indent. Remember. Okay. And after one paragraph, the next paragraph, two things. You can leave one line and take, there may be more gap. See, between these two lines, there is a little gap, but when the paragraph, between paragraphs, there is a more gap. So this paragraph, it is striking them. Okay. So here also, see the first line, there is an indent. So remember, every new paragraph, the first line, it should start with a gap which is called as indent. Then the page will look good. Now let me tell you one important main thing. Look at this book there. Here all it is gapped. But what is printed here, it is striking there. So it can be seen predominantly. The secret of our writing also, actually, the written space in a page, it should be less, the empty space should be more. That is the secret. In general, if we write in 1/3 of the space, about 2/3 space, they should be left blank. That is the secret. Otherwise, if you go on actually pushing the letters line also, it looks like a rickshaw wala taking children to school now. Okay, in a rickshaw which is made for 3 seats. Okay, he will pack there not 12, 15 children. So it looks clumsy. It looks that should not happen. So these are the 4 secrets of spacing. This is just like going to a beauty parlor. A girl who may not look very good, suppose she goes to a beauty parlor, they will make up the girl in such a way she looks wonderful, fantastic. The same way, immediately your writing will look good. Each letter, how to make it look good, that is a different story. I will take it up later on. Immediately, your handwriting will look good if you follow today's secret. Okay, all these 4 kinds of secret you keep in your mind when you make or you play your today's home game. You know, I don't call it as home work because work is boring. You will write this week also, today also, 5 lines for good writing, beautiful writing. Keep all these 4 things in mind. Definitely, your handwriting will look good. I have another one small request. Suppose you have come across many small children writing without following this rule. You can please tell him or tell her gently. If she receives your whatever advice you give, you please tell. Now look here, if you have money in your pocket and if you lend it, you become poorer. But if you have knowledge, okay, and if you lend it, you will become more experienced. That knowledge you have, it becomes perfect. Then not only you will gain knowledge, you will have a role in spreading the knowledge also. Please spread this knowledge also. Let everyone's handwriting look good. I think today's lesson, it has helped you, and you will keep all the things which I have told you in your mind and follow it. And I wish your handwriting looks good once and for all. Thank you.